So I was just working on my weekly update of my demonetization word list, and I realized that I released this thing 1 year ago. And so I thought it'd be kind of fun to just take a look at it after 1 year of progress of all the things changing over time. And I just want to kind of break down and explain how things have been going, try and explain why some words are demonetized and why some maybe aren't, and maybe just be really confused. But anyway, so this is the YouTube demonetized words list. I released it, I think, September 28th or 29th of last year. So yeah, it looks like it's been out for a full year. So for anyone who hasn't seen this or don't know what it's about, basically, people are always talking about how they get demonetized. YouTube has like an auto-detecting bot that will scan your videos and then demonetize it if it's seen as like inappropriate content. And so I tested all of these words in titles of just blank videos, and these are the results that came up. So, yeah, let's just get to it. This might take a little while. I just want to look through the whole list and point some things out. So I've noticed 420 has come and gone. It's gone from green to yellow. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not. The bot just doesn't really know. 666 was a little bad for a while, but now it's okay. So 911 and all this 911 seems like YouTube doesn't really like it. They don't really like 911 content, which I guess makes sense. Hashtag me too, it's a bit controversial. 14/88, that's like, it's some like Nazi dog whistle thing, where it's like 88 stands for HH, or like Hail Hitler or something. Then you got 18 plus. Now at first glance you might think like 18 plus, what's so bad about that? But it's like, if somebody puts 18 plus at the end of their title, you can kind of tell that they are putting something not so great in there. So I can understand that one. 2 girls, 1 cup, it's like, yeah, it's not a big surprise. 4chan, I mean, it's kind of a controversial thing. It's come and gone quite a bit. Stuff like this is interesting because obviously the bot has detected that this counts as a swear word because it's shown up yellow sometimes, but then other times it's just like, maybe it's not a swear word, I can't really tell. And then stuff like this, if you spell it in ways like this, then the bot just really can't pick up on it. But it does think that's a swear word. ABDL, I think it's something like grooming children kind of thing. So we've got abort, abortion, and abortions is yellow, but aborted, I guess that context is not generally used in such a harmful way, I guess. Abu Obaida, I don't know who that is. Then you got all the abuses, so like, yeah, you don't want videos about abuse. Scrolling through, sometimes you'll see these where they've only changed once. Accessed, like, there's no reason the word accessed should naturally demonetize you, so it was probably just a glitch, like a one-time thing, and now it's back to normal. Same with accuse, but that one is switched back and forth quite a bit. Accuse and accused. Like acid, acne. It's like, yeah, it's just like, alright, they might be something gross. They might be something like a little bit graphic, but overall it just doesn't really care. Activated and activation. I don't really know what that one is supposed to be about. Like, obviously they've changed a lot, but, actress, I could kind of see how that one would come out yellow, because it's just like, you got like porn actresses. Actual, I have no idea why that one would come up yellow. Addiction, that one's kind of self-explanatory. Then, like, yep, good luck to anyone named Adolf. Yeah, adult was yellow for a while, and I guess it's just like, if you put at the end of your title, like, adults only or something, like the 18 plus, then I could see why that would come up yellow. AF, that's kind of funny that would come up yellow. So I've also noticed that there's a lot of, like, illnesses or diseases, like AIDS here, or cancer, that shows up yellow. I'm sure that if you had a serious video about it, like a doctor making a video about it, you could probably get it manually reviewed and turned green, like it wouldn't be a problem. Airline and airlines, I'm not sure why those went yellow. It seems like Al-Qaeda and all this stuff, yeah, YouTube does not like having videos about that kind of thing. I think that's like part of what the whole adpocalypse was started by, was, videos of like terrorism and stuff. Now there's a lot of terms on here that I don't really know what they are. I'm sure I'm more naive than some people, and I just see that, I'm like, it's probably just some obscure sexual term. I mean, a lot of these terms came from Urban Dictionary, like, I'm not going to bother learning what all of them mean. Alcoholics, not a big deal. Alex Jones, that one has switched quite a bit too. Let's keep looking. Allegations and allegation. Like, alright, yeah, I guess it's just like talking about controversial news stuff. Let's see. Not a whole lot of stuff going on here. It's like, all right, this one's just yellow because of the middle word here. And amphetamines, is drug-related content. Sexual-related content. Let's look through it. Yeah, and again, any, conditions... It seems like a lot of times they'll put, medical conditions or stuff like that in the yellow category. I don't know who Anthony Bourdain is, but something I've noticed that's kind of weird is, the first name will not demonetize you. The last name alone will not demonetize you either. But the bot can actually tell with the first and last name together sometimes. Some of these are just so weird, though. Anticipated. Some of these came out... Yeah, words like this. Why were they ever yellow? I mean, Antifa, Antichrist, yeah, I can kind of understand those a little more. And anus, all right. Antonio, a lot of people still laugh at that one because it showed up in my first video. That's weird, too, because, anti-vax, there's a bunch of ways to spell anti-vax. And, this is the one that came up yellow at one point, but they're all green now. Typically, if there's a certain term of, people that is demonetized, it's usually to dissuade people from making videos about other people, in an offensive way, for an example, let's just say, Jews is demonetized. I don't remember if it is or not. It's probably not a lot of Jewish people are making videos with the term Jews in the title. More than likely, it's people who are insulting Jews in a video. So if the term Jews is demonetized, then that's not really a hit against them. It's usually a hit against the people who are making videos about them. You just kind of have to remember what context that you find these words in the titles. But we'll scroll down. Areola, the nudity related. What was weird is that Area was demonetized for a little while, but not Area 51. I don't really know why. Armed robbery. I have heard of a lot of people saying that stuff about robbery will get you demonetized, and it looked like it did for a little while, and it's been back and forth. Obviously, genocide will get you. More stuff like that. Arthritis. That one's changed quite a bit. Again, another medical term. So I've tested these swear words a lot, and I brought this up in the past too, and it's so the bot has to detect every single word. It can't even tell, it can't read the first 3 letters of that. It just sees it as some new word that it's never heard of. And, it's so weird because a dash, I think it reads a dash the same as it reads a space. So, in this case, it can read the first word and it can read the second word, and it knows to demonetize it for both of those words, let's be honest. But then, if you have, then you have this word where it's 2 words that would normally demonetize you, but since there's no space, it just sees that as one single word that it's never seen, that it doesn't recognize. But if there's a dash in it, then usually it sees that the same as a space, so it can still tell the 2 words apart. But, I just think it's hilarious with these ones, because they've shown up yellow. The bot has seen that it was yellow, and it's all right, yes, this is clearly a bad word. But then, other times, it's no, actually, I think it's not a bad word. Let's make it green again. So, I don't even know. And then you've got assault and assaulted. It's kind of funny, because you see ASS in so many words, and you would assume, oh yeah, that's always going to be a bad word. But then you've got, assassin, and assembly, and assess. It's funny, you take one SOA right there, and it becomes a bad word. And like I said, sometimes it'll recognize these compound words just because maybe it's seen it more, and then sometimes it just doesn't. But yeah, moving past all of those, now you've got assisted. I'm not really sure what the meaning was behind assisted. Maybe assisted suicide or something like that. But in that case, wouldn't you just demonetize suicide? I don't know why you would need to demonetize both words, Just more swear words here. Attempts. Again, just the same as assisted, the same context. I think I'm going to go through and delete a few of these terms that came from Urban Dictionary because they're way too specific. There's nothing about the word attention that is getting this demonetized. It's clearly just the whore part of that. So there's quite a few of those that we'll run into here. There's also a few names. I don't know why some names are just seen as bad. And then cult. Clearly doesn't get you demonetized, so it's probably just the cult part. Anti, I have no idea. Autism, I mean, you don't want to have videos insulting autistic people. There's autistic too. Autoerotic is 2 words, so it sees the erotic part, but all is 1 word. It doesn't know what that is. All right. Here's some more of just like weird tricks that you can tell people have tried, like replacing letters with numbers or replacing letters with exclamation points to try and like, get around the bot. Most of the time I would say it works, but at the same time, like I said, if the bot sees a certain term used enough, then it's probably going to pick up on it and be like, oh, wait, this is a bad word. Babes. Yeah, so let's keep going. I want to get through this quick. This is a really long list, so I don't want it to take too long. Yeah, again, it's just like sometimes it understands the context, sometimes it just doesn't understand, because the word ball, I mean, adults tend to only read that in a bad way, but it's like a basketball, a football. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these, they're pretty self-explanatory. You got a lot of like sex terms on here. Nudity. It seems like they don't like barfing. They don't like barf or puke content. They don't want like grotesque stuff on the site, obviously. That one, again, probably doesn't need to be on the list. This one's kind of weird, though, because these words have changed quite a few times. I don't know what bastinado is, but that one's been yellow quite a few times. I don't know, bathrooms were yellow at one point. BBW. Again, it's just like, okay. BDSM, yeah, there's really no clean context for that. Bestial and bestiality, beater. I wonder if I'll get this video monetized. Another medical term. And here's bestiality spelled wrong. It's bestiality. Betting. I guess they don't want content related to gambling. I guess that makes sense. And then just like other insulting names. Well, you've got all these big terms, but Big Chungus is safe, thankfully. Bill Cosby, a bit of a controversial person. More controversial than Bill Clinton or Bill Nye or Bill O'Reilly. So this is one that I tested today. So binge eating and binge are yellow, which is a little bit strange. I don't know why they really have to crack down on anything that talks about that. Again, more swear words, and again, sometimes it recognizes it, sometimes it doesn't. It's very case by case basis. Bitcoin is fine now. Bitcoin was yellow at some points, so I mean, if you're somebody who's looking to make sure you're not getting demonetized, if you're a YouTuber who's looking at this list, if there's asterisks next to the word, then just be careful. Really, I wouldn't look at this list before making a title. I would just, if you get demonetized, then go back and look at all the words in your title and see if any of them show up yellow on this list, or if they have asterisks. Because I can't update all of these in real time, so it's never going to be completely accurate. So blackmail. Don't want blackmailing content. And okay, yeah. That's interesting. These 3 terms are all so close together, but they all mean very different things. Yeah, blonde. Yeah, more sexual content. More drug-related content. A lot of more nudity content. Yeah, a lot more sexual stuff. Yeah, and here we've got some potentially violent content, so you don't want that stuff on the site. Sexual stuff, more, all of that. You can tell what people have tried getting away with, because if stuff like this is getting you demonetized, then you just know that somebody was typing out their title, they tried 2 O's, and it got demonetized. So let me try adding another O. And they're alright, it's still demonetized. Let's add another O. Alright, it's still demonetized. So the bot is just yeah, we've seen this trick tried before. Nice try, though. Yeah, a lot of these, they're pretty self-explanatory. Yeah. Is it any surprise that one's yellow? More stuff that's just for this one, for example, it's switched between yellow and green quite a bit. It's probably just demonetizing it because it doesn't understand the context. It just sees 2 words that are demonetized. But again, you could probably get it manually reviewed and it would be fine. Let's look at brutal and brunette. So these words have been yellow quite a few times. They're green now, at least. The bot can't really make up its mind. Bucks. I don't know what's the meaning of that one. It's like, I got 20 bucks. It's like, well, you're not making any more from this video. Yeah, just bulimia again, just like anorexia. Another yellow word. I'm kind of surprised bullying is on here. I guess part of it is just like, you don't want people uploading videos to YouTube being like, look at this kid getting bullied or something. Yeah, again, I could probably remove terms like this. Busty, butt, all the butt stuff, that can all stay yellow, I don't care. More ways of people trying to get around the bot. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Cam girl and camel toe makes sense. Yeah, there we go. There's cancer. It stays yellow. And like sometimes I've seen terms with cancer show up green, sometimes not. I've heard a lot of people also tell me that anytime they try to use the word cancer, it'll always get demonetized. And then more drug-related stuff, I guess. Censored. Now that's kind of a weird one. I guess this is another case, kind of like the 18 plus, putting it in your title, because it's just like, if you put censored in your title, then YouTube's probably like, you have some obscene stuff in this video, don't you? Centers, though, I do not know what the meaning of that one is supposed to be. Charlie Hebdo. I think that's like the name of a magazine. Maybe it's like more explicit content. I think I looked that up. And then Chester Bennington. I guess we could thank people like J Station who like to make calling recently dead celebrities at 3 a.m. He actually answered type videos. Stuff like this too. I'm just like, alright, do I really need to have these on the list? Next week I'll probably go through and clean off a bunch of terms that really just don't need to be there. That one again. Like, for a while I heard that having anything related to children or kids in the title or anything like would get you demonetized because of the whole COPPA thing. But I guess not. Again, Chris Cornell, another celebrity. Christine, though, just a regular old name, is demonetized. But then, like, with certain last names, it's fine. So, who even knows? I don't even know what that means. I'll probably get plenty of comments being like, this word means something very explicit. This one, I don't know why anything like this needs to be on YouTube at all. And again, when you see one asterisk next to them, it usually just means like, the bot screwed up once. It's back to normal now. Yeah, no surprise there. Let's see if we can scroll down. Yeah, no surprises here. The real surprises are that all of these are green. And some of you might think like, why are you putting these words as green on the list? I'm just like, I've tested all of these lots of times. The bot just doesn't know what these words mean. And typically the bot just says it's innocent until proven guilty. So it's saying, I don't know what this word is. If I get some information to find out that this is a bad word, then I will make it yellow. But that's why you've got so many words like this that the bot just doesn't really care. It's like, nah, never heard of it. Plus, like, who's putting the word cock mongrel in their title? Like, there's probably a reason you're not getting demonetized for this. Is because you're probably the only person that's ever tried putting that in your title. Now we've got coffin, but not coffin dodger. That one used to be yellow. I guess they like to refrain from letting you post anything about death. Then more sexual related stuff, I think. Yeah, very sensitive topics like Columbine. Yeah, I could see how that stays yellow. Concentration camps, condoms. Yeah, pretty understandable stuff. Then you got consent. This one's kind of a funny one. It's like, again, it kind of goes back to like, if this isn't a title, it's probably related to something pretty mature. And while it is green right now, it's not very stable. Contains, I have no idea why that was ever yellow. Like, sometimes they just don't make any sense. So the bot is kind of learning internet culture a little bit. You know, it's on YouTube all the time, and it understands the term coom, But it hasn't quite figured out what Coomer or Cooming is yet. So maybe it'll figure it out eventually. And then, yeah, some more racist stuff. Copy. Now, that's kind of a weird one. I'll get back to this later, because there's a lot of similar terms like this that are kind of demonetized. COVID is kind of weird, because for a long time, everything COVID-related was demonetized. And now they're just like, all right, we'll let you talk about it as long as you're not spreading misinformation or something. And so they're like, you can say corona, you can say coronavirus, you can say COVID, but you cannot say it all in one word. And here we have corpse. I'm surprised that's not yellow right now. So again, down here you can see that these all used to be yellow, but now they're showing up green. So I mean, changes happen. That's why I have to keep updating this list. CP, yeah, don't look that up. And then like drug stuff. Cremation, again, related to death. Crips, gang activity. This one's kind of weird, because like cross-dress is yellow, but then like other versions of it, like only one word like this is yellow. All these other variations are green. So I don't really know why it likes to pick and choose stuff like that. All right, we got more, just like a bunch of insults. And again, like I was saying, it's kind of funny, because the bot looked at that first word, said, oh, that's a bad word. But then it saw the second word and said, like, maybe that's okay. Maybe I'll let that slide. Then, yeah, just a bunch of sexual content and words that the bot's never seen before. Now, cure, that one I kind of understand, because there's a lot of people that will post a video on YouTube like, I found the cure to COVID, or I found the cure to cancer, or something. Like, demonetizing stuff like this is solely to prevent spread of misinformation. I mean, just because a word is yellow doesn't mean that you can't post it on YouTube. It just means that it's demonetized. I know a lot of us like to see like, oh, it's impossible to ever post a word that's yellow. But it's just like, nah, you can actually have some really explicit content on YouTube. Sometimes it just gets age restricted or, demonetized. But like, YouTube still has a lot of rated R content on it. And then some like kind of swear words that don't quite make it in, except for one variation. And then like, yeah, I'm kind of surprised it actually recognizes this one word based on its track record. No idea why daughters was ever yellow. Dayton. I don't know why it likes to demonetize a lot of places too. Like Colorado and Brazil and North Carolina and Idaho. Just like places, a lot of states and countries came out yellow for some reason. Maybe it's just because like there's always a lot of news stories that relates to like violent stuff that happens in certain place. And so the bot probably sees that and associates the place with all of the bad stuff that is associated with the videos that come up with that title. Wow, what a sentence. Here we go with more dead and death stuff. Luckily, you can still post death metal. So the test that I did today was going through and like retesting a lot of times where there's a yellow word and then there's a green word if you add extra context to it. And so I was just like, was that a bug or does it really understand the context there? So yeah, that one still came out green even with these staying yellow. And deceased even. Like they don't want you talking about anyone dying on YouTube, or especially like this is just for titles. So you can tell that somebody tried making a video. It's just like this guy died from like a car crash. And so YouTube's like, nope, we don't want that. And they're like, this person is deceased from a car crash. It's like, nope, we know what you're trying to do. You're not doing it. And then more sexual content. A lot more just like random words that were... Hey, look! Random words that were demonetized at one point. I've had videos get demonetized because I was talking about demonetized words. I guess we will find out about this this video. Dental abscess, more medical term. I don't know why YouTube, like, who other than like medical experts are ever going to be talking about this? Depress and depression. Yeah, I can kind of understand, like, they don't want people like monetizing content around this, but I mean, I guess like it seems like it's come back. I'm just like trying to figure out the reasoning behind a lot of these. That's kind of what this whole thing is about. Like Desmond Amofa, Etika, the YouTuber or the streamer that died again, they were just like, maybe we don't want people making videos about him. Destroyed and destruction. Again, like, it's mostly okay. You could probably get away with it. Here we go. Now, of course, the word itself is yellow. So if you say Dick, you'll get demonetized. But if you say Dick Cheney, then you might be okay. The bot is still trying to figure out the context on that one. That's the kind of thing I was talking about that I was retesting today. It's just like mixes of context. I'm always testing different things every week, by the way. Sometimes I'll just retest all the yellow ones. Very rarely I'll retest all the green ones. That just takes way too long. There's like 17,000 words on this list. But yeah, lots of just compound words from Urban Dictionary. And here we go again. More died. More sexual stuff. More swear words that the bot forgot about. Let's keep going. More sexual content. More of that. Donkey punch. I've probably looked up the meaning of this like 3 or 4 times, and I still just forget what it means. I just think it sounds hilarious. Double dong and douche. Again, see, look at this. The word itself is yellow, but then with nozzle on the end, it's fine. And I mean, I've tested these lots of times. You could tell that douche has changed from green to yellow like 7 times. But then douche nozzle, it's just like, okay. Maybe it's referring to it in the literal sense, and the nozzle of the douche is what it's talking about, or what it thinks you're talking about. But, I mean, it never uses that logic with other terms. Drainage, probably just trying to deter grotesque content. Drove, I don't know why drove was ever yellow. I mean, drug, I'm surprised is ever green. Drugs is yellow. I mean, see, again, though, so drug has switched between green and yellow a lot, but drugstore, it can recognize it and it's fine. Then drunk. Yeah, like, if it's coming out green right now, it's probably okay. Like, I've done so much retesting and refinement that I feel like every time I retest it, it makes the list a little bit more accurate. But here we got another place, Dublin, which is, it's coming out yellow. More swear words. Then sometimes insults just show up green for some reason. Yeah, this one's clearly just for the second word there. It doesn't like earwax. Again, more grotesque context. More sexual stuff. Edgy. No edgy content allowed on YouTube. This video's pretty edgy. Yeah, this again, it's like it's trying to catch every variation of the word, but it can't quite figure it out. And then El Chapo. Eliminate. I guess that could be used in like a violent way, maybe. Employees. Yeah, that's kind of a weird one because like employees and employers used to come out yellow. I think even stuff like jobs and customers and terms like that used to be yellow for some reason. I have no idea why, but it's like it's all part of like the same subcategory, and they were probably all demonetized for the same reasons. Enhanced. Enjoyed. Yeah, enjoy used to be yellow. Like, how weird is that? Enjoy, enjoyed. Entertainment is showing up yellow. Like, why? This is an entertainment website. Entertaining, entertainer, and entertain, though, those are all fine. Epstein. Don't talk about Epstein. Yeah, more just like sexual content, escorts. Yeah, of course. Etika. So his real name is green now, but his screen name is still yellow. And then Eugenia Cooney too. It's like just people that they don't want you really. They're just like sensitive topics. They don't really want people making videos on it. Here's some violent content, and again, it's just like execute. You can get away with, but the other variations maybe not. Explicit and exploited. Yeah, these ones I could see being yellow. Because it's just like explicit content. If you put that on your title, then that's the same as a few things I've been talking about. And then more grotesque or violent content. Oh boy, now we're into the Fs. I'll probably take that one out. And here we go with more just bad words and insults and the ones that the bot hasn't quite seen enough yet. Yeah, that's more grotesque content. More people trying to get around the bot by spelling swear words wrong, but the bot picks up on that because enough people try it. Now, female has been yellow quite a bit, and all these variations have been switching between green and yellow quite a lot. I don't really understand it. Like, really, why would... Like, I mean, I understand there's like a million different contexts you could put the word female in, and plenty of them are bad, but I think that that's just part of the bot that's not so great, is that it just can't really tell when something as broad as the word female is used in a sentence. Like, it can be in so many different contexts, so it doesn't know if it's technically good or bad. And then, yeah, more fetishes. Yeah, more sexual stuff, more of that. Focused, focal. Now, flowers and floral. Now, those ones are really weird. Both of those would go green to yellow at the same time. I remember, like, doing some tests, and I'm like, oh, we got some new yellows. Floppy floral flowers. It's just, why, bot? You just hate flowers? You got something against that? More foot stuff. Yeah. I mean, there's just so much there's so many adult words you don't even think about. Now, free, I can kind of understand why the word free would be demonetized. Like, you have to think of it in the context of being put in a title. So, like, if you have a video where it's just like giving away free iPhones or giving away free this or that, most of the time it turns out to be scams. So having the word free in your title, I could see why that would be demonetized, just because, like, most of the time, like, there's so many scams associated with having that in the title. So just have to think of it in the right context. And now a whole nother set of swear words. I mean, we've kind of already gone over all of that. Full movie. This one I'm kind of surprised has come back to green. Like full episode, full movie, full video, stuff like that, because it's usually related to piracy. You know, if somebody uploads a video of a movie and it just says full movie, it's like, yeah, you probably ripped this off. And YouTube doesn't want to be responsible for giving you money on something that you pirated. Okay, let's keep looking. Again, ways that people try to get around the bot by misspelling it, but it looks like the word. People know what word you're trying to write. Sometimes the bot will catch up to you. G, everything. Gambling. Yeah, I guess they don't really like stuff related to gambling and betting, stuff like that. A lot of times they're just kind of anti-18 plus kind of content, or 21 plus. Yeah, no questions there. Yeah, sometimes you just have to sit back and laugh. Yeah, so with the whole gay thing, I'm tired of coming out and being like, hey guys, gay is green, and hey guys, gay is yellow now. And it's just like, just check the list for yourself. It changes all the time. Clearly, this one with an S on the end is more derogatory. I mentioned that in a previous video. This one is just because it's got of the second word in it. But for the most part, as of right now, it's mostly green. Ooh, gender is coming out green right now after a few changes. Yeah, there's no surprises here. Gestapo gay. It's like, how do you even pronounce that? Yeah, no surprises. Gilf. Like, ever since making this list, I've learned so many new words, by the way. Girl on top. I don't even know how the bot understands what that means. Like, clearly it doesn't recognize the first two words on that, but it's just like, oh yeah, I think I know what that third one is. Goatsy. I don't know how stuff like that comes out green. Yeah, more swear words, but the bot kind of just doesn't really care. At least it doesn't demonetize Google. Like, Google's a good boy, according to YouTube. Dang, so you can call one person this, but not multiple people. Gory was a new yellow that I added today. So I have this email set up for people to send me words if they notice that words are missing from the list. And like, a lot of times people will send me an email, be like, here's a full list of like 50 words that you should add to the list. I'm like, okay, cool. I will add it to my next batch of testing. And then usually I'll get one email a week with one person sending one word that they want me to test. I'm like, all right, I'll add your one word, but I mean, it's probably not very hard for you to just test it yourself if you really want to know. Yeah, that one's just for the second word in there. Graphic, yeah, just like before, don't put the word graphic at the end of your title. Like, a bunch of graphic videos, yeah, like, because a lot of people think that only bad words, only swear words or sexual words will get demonetized. But just the word graphic, if it's in the context of being in a title, then it usually leads to not great things. And yeah, bad stuff. GTFO is coming out green now. Not sure what that is. Hacker. Can't have any hackers. You can hack and you can get hacked and you can have hacks, but no hackers. Hairy. More grotesque content. Yeah, more of that. Happy Tree Friends is green now. Yeah, no harassment. Plenty of not too bad stuff going through all this. Hentai, yeah, don't want hentai on YouTube. Drugs. Now this is a weird one too. So hetero is yellow, but heterosexual is not. And then hetero is fine, but then heterosexual, what used to come out yellow. So it was just like a bunch of different versions of the spelling made a big difference. Even like misspellings would come out yellow, whereas correct spellings don't. So who even knows? Yeah, no stuff about that guy. A hoax. Now, I think that hoax is the same reasoning as like cure or free, maybe. Because it's just like, if you're coming out and saying that, I mean, it could be used in various ways, because, like, let's say you're saying, like, oh, 9/11 was a hoax, or, like, Sandy Hook was a hoax, or something like that. Or if somebody comes out and says, like, COVID is a hoax, that kind of thing is probably what YouTube is trying to fight off. Or holla hoax. Man, that's such an oddly specific term that I'm surprised that YouTube has picked up on. More of this stuff. Oops. I don't want to mess that up. Well, now last edit was seconds ago. Now it looks like I worked on it today. Well, I did work on it 7 hours ago. Yeah, no adult content like that. More adult content. Here's another one where it's just like, okay, hot will get you demonetized, but if it's a hot dog, then that's fine. Hot mess, that's fine. Hot pocket, hot topic, hot tub. Hot has a lot of meanings. Hot box, though. No. Okay, let's move along. We're almost halfway through this. And more sexual stuff. I'll try to go faster. Hydroxychloroquine. That's kind of funny that one's yellow. I guess it's just like such a contentious, newsworthy topic that they don't want people spreading around misinformation or something. Ice cream. No idea on that one. Your guess is as good as mine. But ice creams. Like, even ice used to be yellow. Makes no sense. Yeah. I had never heard this term before I made this list, and now every time I see it, it just makes me laugh. I looked up the Rick James clip, the Chappelle show, and it's pretty funny. Immoral. We don't want any immoral videos. I wonder if people try using the word immoral kind of like the same as you'd put like graphic content at the end. So it's just like, me and my cousin, immoral content. Or incest. Injection, that one's switched quite a few times. Yeah, I guess they don't want any... Yeah, I guess that could be both for grotesque content and for misinformation content. Intercourse. Yeah, you can tell that this was not people's first choice of words in a title. It was probably like maybe their third or fourth choice, and still they couldn't get around it. Interracial, it's kind of strange. I'm sure you could put two and two together. I'm sure you could figure something out. Invisible, not really sure about that one. I can't think of any context as to why invisible, unless it's misinformation, like, let me teach you how to turn invisible. Like, whoa, guy, people actually believe this stuff. We can't have you spreading this information. War and conflict. This one's kind of funny because, like, IRA is green, but then if you spell it out, it's actually gotten videos fully deleted. Like, you log on, and you're just like, the video was automatically removed by YouTube. And you're like, oh, well, great. At least I still have 1,000 other testing videos. I mean, I could probably retest it, and it might be okay. It's just like, I don't like to retest words that I think will get it deleted. ISIL and ISIS. Israel and Israeli. Again, it's just like, if you're talking about Israelis, then it's usually more to hurt the people that are talking about them, rather than punishing the people that are yellow, you know? Some of this is just so weird to explain. More prominent people. I don't know what the J.A.P is supposed to stand for, and I don't feel like looking it up. Yeah, more of that. Another place, just random place. Jail. Bait is okay, but not as one word. Yeah, so it really doesn't like the name Jared. I don't know why. Maybe it's yellow from, like, Subway Jared, that guy. I heard he was, turned out to be not so great. But then, like, depending on what words come after that, sometimes a Jared can be okay. But not always. Then we got Epstein again. More of this. Hey, like the example I gave earlier, there you go. Yeah, just more like insults, I guess. And, yeah, there's not a whole lot of explanation that needs for a lot of these. I mean, this whole video is me just trying to, like, try and justify why some words might be yellow. Like, yeah, these ones make sense. I'm surprised more of these aren't. Considering how many, like, death-related terms are yellow. Don't know what that means. I made this list and I don't even know half these words. Yeah, that one makes sense. Kinkster. That's funny. Okay. So just make sure that you don't put the right amount of K's in that. Knife. That one comes out okay in the end. Again. Kurwa. I think that's like a Polish word. Bad word. More drug stuff. There's a name that came out green. Lacking. I have no answer for this one. I don't know what lacking could really lead to. Yeah, here we got another traumatic event. Latex is related to more sexual content. But, I mean, does it really have to punish the word itself just because sometimes it happens to be in explicit content? Laundry. Not really sure why that one used to be yellow. Or LBS, pounds. Leather restraint. Another oddly specific one that is kind of interesting because leather is green. So something about just the restraint. Legit. Leisure and legs. I mean, legs could be kind of bad sometimes, I guess. I don't know. Like, you really have to stretch the meaning of these words. I get that some people, like, if I said, oh yeah, leisure is demonetized, they would be like, well, I can understand how that could be demonetized in some contexts. I'm like, but you don't understand. The word itself is demonetized regardless of the context. It shouldn't be that way. Funny enough, Philip DeFranco made a video on this list quite a while ago, and he made the joke, it's like, we all know lesbians on their own are fine, but in groups, they're terrifying. Moving on, we got just more words that, like, at one point were yellow, just went green. Lick and licking, not so great. Lindsay Lohan is okay, I guess. You know, I don't think it has anything to do with capitalization, honestly. I'm pretty sure capitalization has no effect on monetization status, whether it's full caps, full lowercase, or a mix. But maybe he just doesn't like the names, but it's got something for Lindsay Lohan. Out of all of these, I would expect that would be the one that was yellow. Lingerie, surprisingly, is green right now. Maybe I'll retest that one soon. Live Leak, that's a pretty graphic video website. It's like the rated R version of YouTube. Yeah, more stuff like that. I don't know what LO or LM really means. I don't think acronyms should exist with 2 letters. It lacks something, you know? Now, Logitech, I don't know why that one's ever been yellow. That's another really confusing one. It's like, maybe the brand just has it out for YouTube. Lolicon. But not Lolita, not Lolly. Alright, moving on. Louis C.K. used to be yellow. LSD, okay, drug-related. Lube and lug. I don't really know what lug is supposed to refer to. There we go again. There's the cancer coming up. Man, the what's it called? The closed captions, the dialogue for this video, the bot must be so confused. Like, what is this guy talking about? He's just like trying to get himself demonetized. What is... Okay. Not sure why Manchester is yellow. That's kind of a... It's just like, it's one of those places. It's like, alright, there's some marijuana. This is another one where it's just like, I don't even think it's recognizing that star at the end. It probably just sees all of the other letters, and it's switched quite a few times. But yeah, I always think it's interesting when a word that's very obscure switches so much. Because it's like the bot is just trying desperately to figure out, what is this? Is it good or is it bad? And obviously, every word has its own weight. Because I mean, all we ever see is if a word is green or yellow. And I think it's more like on a scale from like 0 to 100, where like somewhere in the middle it passes around 50, and then it goes from green to yellow. Like mature. Again, the word mature is not a bad word, but if you're putting that at the end of your title, like mature content, then it knows something's up. More Me Too stuff. Mega. I have no idea why Mega shows up. I tested MauDemain today, and that was still fine. Memorial. Again, more death stuff. Mental health. Don't want videos about mental health? I mean, maybe you could be fine with it. Mesothelioma. Lots of stars on that one. It's changed quite a few times. I don't know what merde means. More drug stuff. Me Too. Men go their own way. Dang it, I keep doing that. Now it looks like I'm being more productive than I am. Let's keep looking. MILFs. Yeah, more bad stuff. I'm kind of surprised it can recognize stuff like this too. Let's keep looking. Molester. Momo, yeah, that's always... That's related to like some creepy urban legend from an internet thing. A lot of like really wild words here. But the word mother on its own, I'm really surprised that one has gone yellow so much. Like, why would they demonetize the word mother? I mean, everything else right here makes sense. Motherboard is green, it's safe. Now, there's the cancer part again. Movies. Yeah, they don't want movies on YouTube. So, yeah, a lot of people assume that it's just demonetized just means bad words. But it's more just like stuff that YouTube doesn't necessarily want on their platform. It just wants to discourage stuff like that. But here we go again with the singular is green, but the plural is yellow. Because just of ways to speak derogatorily about certain people. Man, this is taking a toll on my how awake I am, or I don't know, I'm losing cognitive ability as this goes on. Naughty. We don't want naughty content. Yeah, necro stuff. More stuff that, like, I'll probably delete. More of that. I don't know what that is, but it's been yellow a lot. New Zealand. Maybe because of, like, the shooting that went on there. I don't know. But it's switched quite a few times. Nicholas. Nothing wrong with him. Nickelodeon. That's kind of a funny one. Maybe it's... Nickelodeon probably requests stuff like this, where it's just like, please demonetize anything that's uploading our content or talking about us. We don't need no YouTube talking about us. Lots of different Urban Dictionaries stuff. Ninja. Yeah, more nudity stuff. Alright, so let's look at Norfolk. Don't know why that was ever yellow. Northwest. Isn't that Kanye West's kid's name? Notices. Yeah, I don't know why Notices or Novel was ever yellow, but they've been yellow quite a few times in the past. NSFW, that's another one that's like, don't put that at the end of your title. It's like putting 18 plus at the end. So it's like, me and my cat, 18 plus, NSFW, graphic content. It's like you're going to get super demonetized for something like that. Or a nuclear explosion. Lots of nut stuff that used to be yellow is now coming up green. Nympho. Not really even sure what specifically that's supposed to mean either. Obituaries. That was yellow for a while too, so more death-related stuff. Odd. Yeah, that is odd. I've noticed that sometimes it'll demonetize, like, adjectives, like aged was yellow and odd, stuff, or maybe strange, stuff like that, or just weird. I don't know why they don't like adjectives. Offensive. This content is offensive. I mean, if you've watched this far into the video, you're probably not very easily offended. Ogres. See, ogre and ogres used to be yellow. But as you'll see later, Shrek is still demonetized. It always will be, I think. Now, this part is actually hilarious because when I first made this list, you can see both of these have 1 star. That means at one point, this one was yellow and this one was green. And that was just like the funniest thing I'd ever seen on this list. But oh snap, that one's always been okay. Okay, boomer. Oklahoma. Yeah, Oklahoma's been in and out of yellow. Old. There's another one. So like old and odd and aged. All of those have shown up yellow. It's pretty weird. One night stand. Opie. Not sure what that is. Yeah, sometimes people want... Yeah, sometimes when people email me words, I'll be like, I don't know what this word is that you're sending me, but I'll test it. And then it shows up yellow. I'm like, huh, maybe you're onto something. Yeah, more sex stuff and more terrorist stuff. Yeah, oven, ovarian, cancer, and cyst. YouTube does not like cancer, I guess. PAX, that's kind of a weird one. Don't know what that's referring to. Or PAL. Is that short for Palestine? Panic disorder. Panty and pantyhose. Like, what is this? What is an individual panty? Like, the panties has switched between green and yellow a lot, but panty is yellow for the moment. Now, Papua, I think it's just for Papua New Guinea, is the most changed word I have on this entire list. Google just does not know what to do with this word. It is so confused. It's changed like 13 times. And then par. Yeah, par was yellow for a while too. I don't know why. And parts. Password. So password is yellow right now. And again, with it being in the context of being in a title, maybe it's just something to do with like, we don't want people fishing for passwords on videos or something. Where the title is just like, give me your password or type your password into something like this and let me steal it. Paste. Yeah, so remember copy was yellow and paste is yellow. Copy and paste. It's weird. PCP, more drug stuff. PEA. Don't know why that was yellow for so long. This stuff all makes sense. I can just kind of skip through all that. More stuff that makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. People are getting around the spelling of words. But I mean, like I said, you can always spell it just a little bit differently. More just bad words. I don't know what this means. Yeah, more justified stuff. And then another place. I mean, this one kind of makes sense. I have no idea what this third one's supposed to mean. Like, is that even a real term? Pod and pods. Again, I have no idea what that's about. Yeah, I can see them not wanting police brutality videos on YouTube. Facebook has enough of those. No poop allowed. Some of these terms, I'm just like, I have never heard of that. I'm not sure what porch monkey is. I'm sure it's an offensive term. I just think it sounds hilarious. Pork is the one lone standing green in the middle of a yellow field. Potty. Makes sense. Let's keep going. Profit. Ooh, so they don't want you spreading information about how to make money on YouTube, maybe? I don't know. Again, it probably comes down to just people scamming on YouTube. Yeah, just another misspelling. People trying to get around it. Yeah, these ones all make sense. Now, proven, that's probably similar to like cure and hoax. Again, it's in that same category. It's like, don't want to spread misinformation, stuff like that. Providing. Pubic, yeah, makes sense. No grotesque content. More sexual stuff. QAnon is like another conspiracy theory type thing that YouTube doesn't want to get into. I've heard that conspiracy theory stuff has a hard time on YouTube. Like, they don't really like that stuff. Here we have R18 again, just like the 18 plus. R. Kelly. Race war. Racism. Yeah, so with this kind of stuff, it's just like they don't really want people even bringing it up. So it's like saying that racist is a banned word. It's like, at first you think, oh yeah, they're punishing racists. But it's like, no, they're just like, they're punishing the discussion of racists and racism, you know? That makes sense. This stuff all makes sense. The real IRA, there we go. I'm sure that I need to retest the original IRA one. Redneck is coming up yellow. They don't want you using that as an insult. Refugees is showing up green. Rehab and Reich. They go well next to each other, I guess. Remarks. That was yellow for a while, too. That's kind of a weird one. Not really sure why that one's changed so much. Repeatedly. This one doesn't even have any stars next to it. That means this has been yellow for a long time. Apparently, you should never do anything repeatedly, including making this long video. Oh, here we go. Restaurant and restaurants. Now, there's a big story behind this one because about a year ago, I used to make Reddit content all the time. I would upload these videos about just stories left and right. And I made a video that was something like a guy freaks out in a restaurant. Like, that was going to be the title. And I kept getting it demonetized. And I was like, what is causing this? And so I would take out the word restaurant, and then it would go green. And I was like, what, really? Restaurant is what's getting me demonetized? And so that's one of the main things that made me be like, all right, if the word restaurant is getting you demonetized, there's probably a whole bunch of other just random words that will hurt you. So I just want to find all of them. And then I made this list. Yeah, more insults. The plural is fine, though. Revolutionary used to be yellow. Richardson. I'm not really sure who that's referring to. I'm surprised Richard Spencer shows up green. Don't know who Rico is. More of that. All these ones kind of used to be. Hey, RIP is showing up green. But you can tell that it's probably not a very stable green. Yeah, robbery. Man, I think I need to, like, fix the fonts on all these. It seems like a lot of these fonts are mixing together, and font sizes. Roblox, I am really confused as to why Roblox is yellow. If there's anyone out there who makes Roblox content, let me know if you get demonetized for that, because that just seems so weird to me. Minecraft also was yellow for a little while too. So, I mean, that seems really weird because I think there's a lot of Roblox content on YouTube. And I can't imagine they're all getting demonetized. I think that's a drug. Romance, I mean, it's green now at least. I guess that's considered mature content. ROMs, I don't know what that's referring to. Roofies, yeah, of course, that's yellow. And then another spelling of it, Rule 34. Yeah, ruin, that's another one I wrote can cause yellow in some contexts, because I had a video, just like the restaurants one, where I tried to have ruin in the title, and it was just not working. It kept getting demonetized. So I changed the word ruin to sabotage, and then it turned out green. So like, alright, so ruin is another one of those weird words that was getting me demonetized. Happened to me multiple times, too. I tried multiple videos that had the word ruin or ruins, and I just kept getting yellow. It's driving me crazy. Rwanda. It's a lot of stars next to Rwanda. It's changed quite a bit. Rayona. I think that's a newer one somebody emailed in. S3X. Another way people try and get around it. And like Saddam Hussein. Salvia. Not really sure about that one. Then, yeah, obvious ones. Satisfying. I can't imagine satisfying was ever really a strict yellow on here, because there's so many like oddly satisfying compilation videos. And I don't know, maybe that's what they were trying to crack down on. But remember, like, entertainment and enjoyment and leisure were also yellow on this list. So I guess that's kind of all in the same category. Maybe it's something related to like a happy endings kind of anecdote. Scientists and scissoring. Pretty similar things, you know. Both of them have changed quite a bit. Sometimes I'll just go through and retest all of the words that have changed quite a bit. I have to sort the list by most stars and just retest all of the ones with the most stars. There's more people trying to get around the bot. No surprises there. Sending and sends is kind of weird. Servant and service. Yeah, again, like I was saying. So we had employee and employees and servant and service and customers. Stuff like that all were showing up yellow for a while. Yeah, this is all makes perfect sense. This one kind of makes sense, but nothing around it does. Shane Dawson was yellow for a little while. Yeah, bad words. Again, it's okay at single, but not plural. Lots of bad words here. Again, no redeeming qualities throughout that. Shoplifter and shot. I mean, maybe... I don't know. I kind of have to think that if a word like this was demonetized, it's just like people teaching you how to be a shoplifter or something. Obviously, YouTube does not want that. Shrek. There it is. Look, no stars next to it. That means it's never changed. And it's been on the list, like, since the beginning. I've retested it probably, like, 15 times now, and it's never changed. YouTube hates Shrek. Alright, we're getting pretty close. We're down to 13,000. There's, like, 17,000 total. Simon, don't know why that was yellow. Skins and skin cancer is bad. Slave and slaves, at least they're green now. You know, now we can now we can all enjoy J-Stations buying a slave off the dark web. Man, I swear, like, so much of this list probably came from a few number of YouTubers. It's just those select few that just have to ruin it for everybody. Yeah, it makes sense. Again, bot doesn't recognize those words. Yeah, don't want smutty content. Don't want that. A son of a motherless goat. I think that's from Three Amigos. It's funny that, like, if this was just on its own monetized, it wouldn't look so out of the ordinary. But since it's surrounded by all of these other yellow son of a terms, it just looks so funny in the middle of it. Spanking. That's some explicit content. Sperm. Spokesman. Yeah, there's another strange one. It seems like it kind of lands in the whole, like, business terms. Yeah, there's, like, so many business and work environment kind of terms that seem to show up yellow. Squirting. Squirting has been all over the list, and it's always yellow. Stockings. I mean, I guess it's just... I'm having a hard time even coming up with words anymore. Yeah, a lot of these are pretty new. I don't know why striped is yellow. Everything else makes sense, though. Stuffed. Don't want any stuffed animals. Succubus. So, when I first made this list, one guy I worked with one other guy. His name is Sealow. He's like he's actually a pretty prominent expert on YouTube. He was helping me make this list. And he was doing some testing with me. And next to succubus, it was yellow. He wrote a note that was like, apparently it's some sort of female demon. I guess he had to look up the meaning of succubus, and he wrote that next to the next to the cell right here. I just thought it was so funny. Yeah, like he was learning a lot of new strange terms with me while we were both working on it. Yeah, more understandable stuff. Swearing. No swearing on YouTube. Technically, I have not said a real swear word this whole time. I've said some derogatory terms and some obscene words, but I'm not a swearing person. Syria, bad place, teabag. Taking the piss. Except in America, we do not ever use this term. That's more of a British term. There's technician, another business-related term that was yellow for a while. Ted Fu. I think that Ted Fu is only yellow because FU on its own is yellow. Telecharger? Like, why? And it doesn't have any... Like, anytime there's no stars next to it, that just seems crazy to me. Because it means that I've tested this probably multiple times and it's just always come out yellow. Yeah, terrorism... more cancer. See, look, that one's coming out green. And that's like one of the ones you least expect to come out green out of all the cancers. Yeah, again, I'm just like, do I really need this on the list? I've already deleted some from this list that just seem like they didn't need to be there. There's just... I don't need full-on sentences. I don't need phrases. Threesome. Yeah, there's no... I don't know of many good ways to say threesome. Tide. I bet you that this is from people making Tide Pod videos. Timothy McVeigh. I'm not sure who that is, but you're demonetized. Most of this all make sense, except for titled. I don't know why titled is yellow. Torrented. Oh, or torrent. So that's another one, like the full movies, where it's just like you don't want to put like Photoshop 2015 parentheses torrent. Because it's just like, yeah, we're not letting you monetize pirated content, stuff like that. Treatment, just like cure. You know, no spreading misinformation. We don't want people making videos about incorrect treatments. Trisexual. It's been changed quite a bit. Troops. Yeah, that's kind of a weird one that's been changed like 9 times now, I think. Don't want you to talk about the troops. Tumor and Turk. Yeah, okay. More bad words. Twerking. 2 girls, 1 cup. Alright, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Ukraine, I guess sensitive topics. Don't know why UI was like that. Just more of that business stuff. UNC, not sure what that one's about. That one's pretty obvious. Undress, those are obvious. Upskirts, that's obvious. This one's just because it's got dick in the name. USD. That, yeah, again, like anything related to money, it seems. It's just like they don't want people scamming. They don't want people talking about money in the titles a lot of the time. Like you can have dollar signs, you can talk about like giving away $1,000 or something, but if somebody's saying USD, a lot of times that's related to a scam. Even though USD just stands for US dollar. Yeah, kind of surprised that these are different results right now. We're getting close to the end. More stuff like this that makes sense. Vape is yellow. Don't want to teach kids how to vape. Vatican. V-Bucks. This one's always been yellow too. And this is similar to what I was just talking about with scams. They don't want people making content. So it's like free V-Bucks if you watch this video. I mean, I can understand why something like that might come out yellow. They probably manually crack down on stuff that's giving them a lot of trouble. Because V-Bucks are generally directed towards kids, and it's like, don't scam the kids. Victim is yellow again. That's like the second most stars, second most asterisks that any word has next to Papua. Victim and victims. Every time I check these, they're different. Victimize is fine, though. Violent and violently, they've changed a lot, but violence is still bad. Yeah, more just bad incidents, grotesque, creepy, sexual content, technically. War has changed quite a bit, but at the same time, war never changes. Warnings. I mean, that could go along with misinformation and scamming people, but it's like warning is fine. Watch free and watch online. That's another one that's just like pirated content. Just like the full movie and full video, stuff like that. More drug-related stuff. Wedgie's kind of bully-ish. Wet dream. Alright, it makes sense. The white section is really weird, because like white on its own sometimes, but it's not nearly as unstable as like white boy and white girl and white people. And like white trash is okay, but white power is not, and white pride is not okay, but white E is okay. So it seems like you're not allowed to have white pride, but you're allowed to insult white people. Why am I not surprised? So then there's all the horse stuff. The horse stuff. That's what I meant to say, right? Witnessed and witnesses. Just like victim and victims. It's kind of unsure about what to do with those. Women, just like female. Women come out yellow sometimes. Worker. Here we go again. Worker, employees, employers, slave, servant, customer. Wow, used to be yellow. Wounded. I mean, yeah, it could be graphic. WTF. Just more random stuff. I mean, I can't even tell you how many hours I put into this list, just like retesting so many things. X-rated. Yeah, just like 18 plus. This one doesn't need to be on the list, but I don't think I'll ever delete it, because the term just is so obscure, it just makes me laugh every time I see it. Yeah, and we're about to be to the end. Just a lot of, like, porn sites, it looks like. And XXX Tentacion. I always just read this as XXX Tentacon. It's a weird word. Yeah, and dear. Sounds like a bunch of anime words that I just don't need to know about. Yeah. Why in the world was yeah yellow? Like, that's another one that, just like I was saying with female, it's just like, it can fall in so many different contexts. Like, it can land in just about any sentence. And so the bot's just like, what do I even do with this word? Yoga pants. Ute. What? And you, too. You used to be yellow. It's so weird. Hey, there's poop. It's only yellow because it has poop in the name. Don't know why. Zainab, don't know what that was. Or is. There's Zealand. Zit. Kind of grotesque. Zoophilia. Wow, we made it through the whole list. Let's see. Okay, it only took me an hour and 20 minutes to get through the whole thing, but hopefully you enjoyed. I was going to say, like, if you watched the whole thing, say, like, a secret code or something, but I don't know. What should I even do? Like, if you watch to the end of the video, include the word zoot somewhere in your comment. I don't really know what zoot means, and you probably don't either, but just, use it in the sentence how you think that it should be used. All right? Just, that's how you let me know that you watched this whole video, but that's all of the words every word in English, almost. All the words that'll get you demonetized that I've found so far. The confirmed demonetized list right now has almost 900 terms. And test in progress, names and places. Yeah, I'll leave a link in the description if you feel like checking it out. But that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. It's been a while since I made a regular video.